Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of this YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Well, today I'm going to compare apples to oranges, and I'm trying to create the same sound on 3 different synthesizers with different technologies. First one is the Yamaha Reface DX, which is an FM synth, and the second one is the EX5, which is sample based, and the third one is my brand new Novation Peak. Yeah, I've sold all my gear to afford this, so let's see how it goes. Enjoy it. Okay, this is the first synthesizer in our row today. It's the Reface DX. It's an FM synth, and the sound I'm going for today is some kind of electric piano with a square wave layered over it. It's a variation of the piano and strings theme. Sounds a little bit like a 16-bit console. Yeah, it's some kind of dreamy, and yeah, the song I'm creating is very slow, so this is quite fitting. And well, okay, let's begin. This is an FM synth, and the first thing I want to do is to set up a new patch. This can be done by a voice in it, and yes, so now let's listen. This is a pure sine wave, and the next thing is we want to choose an algorithm. And my sound is made up from 2 components. The sine wave, which is the electric piano, and the square wave, which is then modified by another operator. So let's search for an algorithm which is suitable for this. And here we got it. You can see this is the first operator, which stands for it alone, and the second operator also, and the third operator is then modified by the 4th operator. This is just what we need, and now we can begin editing our sound. And the first thing we want to do is to set the envelope. We want for the electric piano sound a fast attack and a slightly longer release. At the moment it's like this. And we want a slightly longer release than this. That's too much. That's okay. Let's go to the second operator now. And the second operator will be 1 octave higher than the first one. So let's set this to 2. And in order to hear it, we have to bring up the volume a little bit. This is possible on this screen. Yeah, and there it is. And now we need to set the volume envelope just like on the first operator. Oh, let's dial down the attack just a little bit on the first operator 2. Okay, now for the third operator. The third operator has to be a square wave, so when you press this twice, you can see this feedback option over here, and if we bring this a little bit down, it will be a square wave, and we need to bring the level a little bit up. There it is, square wave. Now I want to begin the square wave to fade in very slowly, so we need to change the attack a little bit, and in order to do this, we first need to set up the volume envelope. No, let's begin by changing the attack. Okay, there it is. Let's put this a little bit higher, around the 40 value of 40. Okay, and now the fourth operator. This will be a square wave too, and let's bring this, make this a little bit louder, and now as this just modifies the third operator, we will set it some octaves higher. And settle. You can hear the difference immediately. Let's change the feedback just a little. Okay, let's change the envelope once more. And yeah, we're getting close now. Let's add some effects. I want to have a delay and chorus on this one, so this distortion, chorus. Okay, and then let's add a second effect, the delay. Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, there's a lot of more to this sound I could do, and I am going to show you the final result now once more. Here it is. Okay, this is the result, and yeah. In the interest of your time, let's have a look at the second synthesizer now, the EX5. Okay, this is the EX5. Let's listen to this sound now. Okay, this sounds quite similar, to be honest, and how did I do that? I'm going to do a quick walkthrough on this one because I already created a video on how to create a sound on the EX5. This is sample based, and I press the edit button now, and on this display let's have a look at the oscillators. You can see there are also 3 oscillators used. The first one is the square wave, and the second one and the third one are sine waves, corresponding to the setup I made on the Reface DX. We can have a look at the amplitude envelope here. It's almost the same. It's a short attack for the electric piano sound, and it's a long or slow attack for the square wave. So if I hold the key a long time, you can hear the square wave coming in. Okay, let's have a look at the effects section. It's the same. You can see the effects can be applied individually to each oscillator or sample based oscillator. I chose a delay for the electric piano, and I chose a flanger effect for the square wave. So let's listen to this once again. There are also global reverb and chorus effects on this patch, so it sounds a little bit fuller than the Reface DX one. Okay, yeah, and that's everything that has to be said about the EX5 version of the sound. So now our last candidate, the Novation Peak. Let's have a look at that. Okay, this is the Novation Peak. This is an hybrid synthesizer. It's got digital oscillators and an analog filter, and everything important can be dialed in by dialing wheels and knobs, and it's absolutely great. I didn't have too much time to get accustomed to this one by now, but I'll try to set up the piano sound as fast as I can. So let's go. And the first oscillator is a sine wave, and we can use this knob here, or this button here, to choose the sine wave. So let's listen. Okay, and now we can adjust the envelope over here. So we want to have a fast attack and a long release. And no sustain. Okay, let's bypass the effects by now. Maybe a little bit more of sustain. Okay, this is the first oscillator. Now let's set up the second oscillator. It's a sine wave once more, and we can adjust coarse tuning on with this dial wheel over here. Now bring up the volume just a little bit. And let's set the fine tuning. Okay, and let's change the amp envelope once more. Okay, and third oscillator, which has to be a square wave, and I will set the tuning up by an octave, and let's bring it up. There it is. Now the global envelope can't be applied to this one, so we have to use an alternate envelope, and this can be done over here, modulation, or modified envelopes. We want a very long attack and a very long release for the square wave, and now we have to set up a mod matrix. So let's see if I can find this over here. Is the mod matrix, and now we want to assign the mod envelope to the third oscillator. So let's have a look how we can use that. So here we press on destination, and the destination has to be the volume of the third oscillator. So no. Let's go oscillator 3 level. That's fine. Now the depth has to be maxed out. So, okay, and we don't hear any difference. That's because oscillator 3 already has a big volume to start with, or loudness to start with, so let's dial it down. Let's listen again. So the source we have to select the source, and the source will be the modulation envelope. So there it is. So let's change the sustain just a little. Okay, and yeah, let's add some effects. So really move the bypass here and add some reverb and some delay and a little bit of chorus, and listen again. Yeah, obviously this is not really perfect yet, so I will have to tweak it just a little bit, but it's enough for this video. And well, that's the Novation Peak. And yeah, I will play the 3 sounds of the 3 synthesizers to you now, and I will disable the effects of the synthesizers and just route it to my Strymon Big Sky. And then you can guess which synthesizer is which. And maybe write it in the comments. Yeah, okay. that's it for today. I'm interested in your opinion. Which synthesizer sounded the best on this example? Please write it in the comments below. I'd really like to read that. And next week I'll post a song I created with these sounds. I created some other sounds too. And well, hope to see you next week, and until then, have a good time, stay healthy, bye bye, thanks for watching.